What's up, everybody? It is D to the J with the rollaway, and I'm coming to you live Monday, the 28th of November. Hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. You ate lots of turkey, you ate lots of ham, you ate lots of stuff that you weren't supposed to eat, got big and fat, gained weight, did what you're supposed to do, and just totally pigged out. But most of all, I hope everybody was safe and had a wonderful holiday. Now, let me get down to business, okay? Um, to be really honest, this is not going to be one of those lovey-dovey videos that everybody's going to like, because I'm going to tell you right now, my gloves are off, the filter's off, everything that I have right now is off, okay? Um, except for the clothes I'm wearing, which, might scare some people. So, I want to say a couple things. Everything in this video is based on my opinion. You don't like what I have to say about it? Leave. I'm going to tell you that now. Because I am not going to filter this. I have done over 100 shows between two different broadcasts, podcasts, and all that shit. I am not going to filter what I'm about to say. So if anybody doesn't like my opinion or don't want to hear what I have to say, I'm telling you, leave now. Because I'm not going to do this pretty rainbow presented, professional presented video, because the way I feel right now is not professional and presented. I feel like getting something off my chest. I'm going to get it off my chest. If people don't like it, leave. Okay? I want to talk about accountability. I want to talk about what it is, what it means, and where it has gone in the world today. Now, you look at accountability from a standpoint, from a very fresh standpoint, when we're little, at a very early age, okay, we learn about accountability. We learn about accountability from our parents, regardless of who they are. We learn about accountability from the people that take care of us. We learn about accountability in pieces as we're little. Okay? So, as a child, the accountability, hopefully from our parent or guardian, is installed in us as to whoever takes care of us. Hey, Siri, define accountability.
Here's some information.
Okay, I'm going to read this. Concept of responsibility in ethics, governance, and decision making, which encompasses answerability, blame, worthlessness, liability, and the exception of account. Okay? Now, that being said, that's a legal definition. Okay? But the problem with accountability is, I think accountability comes in different stages. I think accountability comes in as this world defines it as what it means to us. Okay, but accountability to me starts from the second you learn right from wrong. Okay, and we learn right from wrong at a very early age. Now, some of us may sit there and say, your accountability of a 3-year-old is not the same as an adult, and you're right, because they have to grow into the concept of their own accountability. The problem is All right. So we're talking about right and wrong. Is that the same thing as accountability? No, I look at accountability as this. My definition of accountability is this: being responsible for yourself. My definition of accountability is being responsible for yourself and your own actions, taking full responsibility for what you say and what you do based on your own actions. Now, the first thing that I want to point out is I know nobody's perfect. I understand things come up. I understand things happen. I understand life happens. So let's get that out of the way. But I want to use a very specific example as to what I'm talking about with accountability. For anybody that has kids who are between the ages of 1 year and 8 years, when you tell that child something, male or female, most of the time they take it to heart. Most of the time, that child holds on to what you say and what you do. The example I want to give is if I say to my son or daughter, who I have or don't have, we're going to go to the park at 3:15. Okay? One, does that child know how to tell time? Two, do you keep your word to your children? Okay? If I say to somebody, we're going to go to the park at 3:15, then damn it, we're going to go to the park at 3:15. That's just the way I am. That's just the way I do things. That's the way I live. That is part of accountability. Now, if a parent can't be accountable to a child, how do they expect a child to be accountable to a parent? Like I said, from the age of 1 year, and even before that, 1 year to about 12, you've got that much time to make the biggest impression you can on your son or daughter. Now, part of that is, again, this is just my opinion. Part of that is your accountability to what you say and you do for them. Okay? If I tell my son or daughter that we're going to go to the park at 3:15, that's what we're going to do. Nothing else matters. Okay? If I say we're going to go to the baseball game Tuesday at 6:00, then that's what we're going to do. And I try my best to hold myself accountable to what I say, because when I do that, something happens. That child starts to believe what I say. They start to trust. And they start to learn that what daddy says, daddy does. Now, in that same revenue, when you tell a child to do something, clean your room, pick up your toys, put the dish in the sink, it starts out small. It's little things, but it all is based on accountability. So, we look at that 1 year to 12-year age difference. How much does that mean to a person? So let's go beyond that. Okay. Let's say you're not accountable. Okay. You tell your child, I'm going to come get you. Daddy's going to come get you. Daddy's going to show up. I'm sorry, daddy was at work. Daddy couldn't. I'm sorry, daddy had things to do. Da, 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 da. Every time you tell your child something, you make an excuse as to why you couldn't come visit him or her, or why you couldn't show up for him or her, or why you couldn't be in her life for him or her. See, then you're not holding yourself accountable to your word. You're making excuses as to why you can't do something. Yes, you have a job. Yes, you have to provide for your children. I get that. But it doesn't work every single time. For years, I was told, I'll be right there. I'll be there in 20 minutes. I'll come get you. We'll go do something 20 minutes. Not by my mother, but by my father. He made promises. He didn't keep them. Now, that's in his past. He does a lot better now. But the problem, excuse me, with accountability is people don't realize the impression that it leaves on individuals. I don't care what you are. I don't care if you're the governor. I don't care if you're the King of England. I don't care if you're the Queen of England. I don't care if you're the fucking President of the United States. I don't care who you are. When you say something, do it. I don't care of the title in your name. I don't care if you're a parent. I don't care if you have 12 kids or one kid. When you say you're going to do something, damn it, do it. Because in that moment, unless something drastically happens to where you physically can't and something comes up, you are reflecting or not reflecting your accountability. I went through my life and my mom tried her best to do the best she could to never let us down. When my mom said something, her word was good. Okay? When my mom said we're going to go to McDonald's, we went to McDonald's. When my mom said we're going to go do this, we went and did it. Now, there was some times where she was tired. There was some times where she was sick and she couldn't. But her accountability was there. My brother, same way. My brother said he's going to do something. He does it. That's the one thing I can say about my brother that is solid. My brother's accountability is pretty solid. Okay? Unless he gets a case of lazy and don't want to do nothing, which is not very often. Okay? Everybody has a lazy day. Everybody says, fuck it, I don't want to do it. I've decided not to. That's fine. I get that. That happens. But when you make it an everyday habit just because you don't want to, you are reflecting or not reflecting your accountability. So let's move forward. So let's say that you're that parent that said they were going to do and said they were going to come get and said they were going to take the baseball games and said they were going to show ice rinks and said they were going to go to movies and you're going to spend time with your child and you never did. Let's say that your accountability is shattered totally. Let's say that everything you ever did was not accountable. You did not hold yourself accountable. Okay? Man or woman. Some moms do it. Some fathers do it. Some grandparents do it. Whatever family member you got to hold yourself accountable. Myself included. And I've said this on my shows 100 times, and I'll say it again. My word is the only thing that I have that nobody can take away from me. And what irritates me most of all is when someone says, I'm going to do something at a specific time or a specific date, and then that date comes and it doesn't happen. Now, if something happens and you can't, I understand, because again, I understand life comes up. I understand things come up. I understand things happen. Again, there's a fine line there. You have to give and take a little bit. But if you're that person that has told me time and time again, I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up. Daddy's going to show up. Daddy's sorry. Daddy couldn't do it. Daddy's sorry. Daddy couldn't do it. I got that shit when I was little more times than I can remember. And the one thing that I'm going to do that my father didn't do when he was younger is have meaning and accountability for my children. You know what bothers me in this world is adults let accountability go. I don't know what happened, but this world has just taken its accountability and went, fuck it, we don't need it. Accountability has gone out the window for this world. I know very few people that hold themselves accountable to what they say and what they do. And that's sad. That is sad. I love this. I love this comment right here, Flint. It's always been a big deal for me too. I used to teach class as part of my job called The Power of Accountability. Taught over 500 people. It all stems back to don't lie to me. Okay, that's a big part of it. That's a big part of it right there. What I don't like is when somebody knows they're not going to do something and yet they lie to my face and tell, I'll be there. Look, I don't care what title you have behind your name. I don't care if you were the greatest martial artist in the world. Don't tell me you're going to do something and not do it. And then when I try to call you, you're going to block my ass because you're too immature to handle your shit. Yeah, I said it. And you know exactly who I'm talking about, too. That's a cowardice bullshit move. All the times you messed up, I never blocked you. Not one time. All the times you said you were going to show up and you didn't, I never blocked you. Not one time. But you or one of your family members decided to block me because you can't handle your shit and you can't hold yourself accountable. That's fine. I can't control what you do, but I can damn sure control what I do. This world has lost its meaning and its accountability because most people, their word means nothing. They say what people think, they say what they think people want to hear just to get out of a situation. And that's not life. That's not the way life should go. When you say you're going to be somewhere, show up. When you say you're going to go somewhere, do it. When you give your word to a child, don't break that shit because it's valuable. Because I promise you, children remember that. And you hold those moments dear. And the child says, but Dad, you said you were going to do that last week and you didn't. No, I didn't. That's not what Daddy said. Don't do that. Yes, it is. When you fuck up, be responsible for it. Take responsibility for your own action. I don't care if you're a man, woman, alien, blue, 6 arms, no legs, 3 eyes. I don't care what you got. Take responsibility for your own action, disability or not. You know, I really, really, really miss growing up. Because what I love about my family, my grandmother, my grandfather, my mom, they were always accountable. My dad did a lot of shitty stuff in his younger days. We've since reconciled and covered a lot of stuff. And he's doing a lot better. I'm not mad at my dad like I used to be. I still have some issues that I got to work out. But, at least he's trying. And that's all you can do. Okay? Nobody says that you have to be perfect, that you can't make a mistake. And stop questioning everything. You know what's right and wrong. Nobody has to tell you what's right and wrong. There's no black and white area when it comes to accountability. Do or do not. There is no try. There is no difference. There's no white line, no black line, no unclear line. It's either do what you say you're going to do or take your ass to the back of the line because you fucked up and you better hold yourself accountable for it. I told you, I'm not filtering this video. But see, Flint, that's how a lot of people are. I'm really struggling managing college kids. I'm only 29, but I'm old school. I do what I say I'm going to do, and I never pull punches. These 18 and 19-year-olds are flaky as pie crust. Go back to their upbringing, Flint. Go back up to it. Look at who they are. What foundation do they have? You got to look at it from the beginning. That's why I say accountability is so important to children. Because you build the child up as a man or a woman. And yes, I'm irritated. I am so irritated by this. Because it bothers me. Hey, Tony, it bothers me to the point where my heart is ripped out of my chest and I see these people saying, I'm going to be there for you. I love you. I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to help you out. I'm going to be there when you need me. And you ain't shit. You ain't shit. Because the first little bump in the road, you stop. I don't know what happened between 18 and 19 and 20 to 30. But that's where the accountability in this world has just gone. People say shit just to get people to shut up because they don't want to hear no more. I can give somebody the right answer till I'm blue in the face. But if they decide to do what they're going to do, that's them. And it's your life. Nobody can live your life for you. And it's not, I'm not trying to come down on people. I don't want to come down on people. That's not what this is about. What I'm trying to do is get people to grab a hold of what they say and take the honor that comes out of their mouth and use that in their life to make it better. Okay? I've been doing martial arts for over 12 years. I don't demand respect unless I give it. But you've got to earn it to get it from me. That title of yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am, all of that comes from the honor within right here. I am a person, I do what I say I'm going to do. I'm not saying I haven't made a mistake. I'm not saying I haven't fucked up. I'm not saying I haven't gone about something the wrong way, but I try very, 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 very hard to hold myself accountable to what I say and what I do. And I don't even drive. Okay? But when I say I'm going to do something or be somewhere at a specific time, that's what I do. Because I have to be accountable to myself before I can be accountable to anybody else. I don't care if you're female, male, transgender, black, white, green, I don't care, gay, lesbian, whatever you are. Be accountable to yourself first. Everybody that has watched My CP Does Not Define Me, Cheermaster Games, Cooking with DJ Carter, Worth the Wait, and so on and so forth, back when I had DJ's Music Mania, life happens. But accountability is part of what makes me who I am. And right now, for most people, I feel like accountability is dead to the world. Because a person's word means nothing. A parent's word means nothing. Because all they're going to say is, oh, we'll do it tomorrow. Oh, gotta save money. Can't do it this month. Oh, I gotta work. Oh, I gotta do this. What about what you told me? What about what you promised me? Does a promise not mean anything to anybody anymore? Is it just a word that comes out of somebody's mouth? Just to say, oh, I'm going to do my best. If you don't intend to be there, don't promise me. I look at my life and I see people throw their words around like leaves falling off a tree. Because it's easy for them to do. It's easy to say something to make somebody happy. But it's 10 times harder to live by it. And it's 20 times harder to show it. Life is hard. But life with accountability is so much better. When I die and when my time on this earth is done, I want 3 things. I want accountability, I want honor, and I want respect. When I am laying in that coffin and about to be put 6 feet under and my soul is in heaven, the one thing I want and the one thing that I want to be remembered for is he did what he said he was going to do. He tried his best to do what he said he was going to do. Somebody hurt me 2 weeks ago that I thought would never be possible. Because I put too much faith in them as an individual. And I don't even know if they know or they care that they hurt me. I have no idea. But the accountability in myself says, be patient and wait. Because it's not my job to come to them. It's their job to come to me. Now, you can say what you want and think that's stubborn and pig-headed. That's fine. That's your opinion. When you make a mistake, it is your job to see it. It is your job to own up to it. And it is your job to say, you know what? I got to fix this. I got one person, maybe 2 in my life that hold themselves accountable. 2 in my life right now. I'll even go better than that. I'll say I've got a handful of people that hold themselves accountable to me. And they may not even know who they are. That's how good they are at being accountable. See, when you're accountable and you don't see it, you're doing it right. But what bothers me as an individual is a person's going to say something that they're going to do, and they know right off the bat that they're not going to do it, and they have no intention to do it. None. Yet my hurt and my pain stays on the inside because I have to be professional and I have to be a representation. Not anymore. Not today. Today, the gloves and the filter are off. I do what I say I'm going to do because that is the type of man I am. So I turn and I ask the question to you, what kind of person are you? No one is asking you to be perfect. I don't need perfect accountability. What I do need is accountability, period. Now, some things are a little harder for accountability because some people are controlled and know it. And it makes it 10 times harder when you're controlled by somebody else to be accountable because you can't be accountable for yourself because you're too busy trying to be accountable for them. Hi, baby, I love you too. You know, and I guess to go through this, pain and this anguish, and why accountability means so much to me. You know, I can't fix the past. I can't go back and change that. I can't say this happened because I don't know the reason. I can't control what anybody else does. I can talk to them. We can talk about it. We can try to figure it out. But the question that I have, and the question that still remains, is why didn't you do what you said you were going to do? And it's not, again, I am not expecting anybody to be perfect. I am not talking about perfection here. I am talking about the strict rule to hold yourself accountable to your own actions. And when you fuck up, admit it and fix it. Because everybody does it. Okay? Everybody makes mistakes. But the one thing, if I make a mistake or I hurt somebody, I try my best to fix it. Because if I don't try my best to give my all, then what's the point? Thank you, baby. I appreciate that. You are to me too. I just, you know, and you know, you go through and its beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, and you can only be but so accountable to, and that's true. I'm not talking about, that's why I mentioned this at the beginning of the show. That's why I said this. When you start out as a child and your mom or your dad tells you, I'm going to come take you to the park, and they tell you 28 times, and you wait week after week for your dad by the fucking door with your bags packed, and they don't show up. What does it do to a child? What does it do to their accountability for you? It destroys them. It tears them apart. It rips their soul in half. Because somebody promised them. Somebody told them. And they said, okay, Dad, I'll give you another chance. Okay, Dad, I'll give you another chance. Okay, Mom, I'll give you another chance. Okay, Mom, I'll give you another chance. Okay, Grandma, I'll give you another chance. And so on and so forth. But how many chances do you get before your accountability runs out? I'm good at letting people know what my standards are, Tony, because that's the person I am. Somebody's going to know what my standards are and what my expectations are when I start talking to them. Because I'm not going to give you false hope. I'm not going to give you false expectations. And I'm sure not going to wreck your accountability. Because I don't have time for bullshit. When a parent tells a child they're going to do something and they don't honor it, why should it mean any less when a parent tells an adult they're going to do something and they don't do it? Why should it mean any less? The truth is, it shouldn't. But we as people throw that shit around like it means nothing. Well, I'm here to tell you today, my accountability means something. And if you can't get and be accountable for me and with me, get the fuck out of my life because I don't need you. If you don't like it, I don't care. I had to wait almost 35 years for my father to reconcile. I had to fight and dig and go through so much shit to get back what we had lost. I had to wait 35 years for my father to get down on his knees with tears in his eyes and say, I'm sorry. My number one priority, my number one lifelong goal is to be accountable for who I am, and what the hell I say. Because that's something I can control. And it hurts when people tell you they're going to show up and they don't. And it hurts when they tell you they're going to be there for you and they don't. But the question that I ask them is, does it hurt you as much as it hurts me? I don't care what your title is. I don't care if you're the president. I don't care if you're the congresswoman. I don't care if you're a mom of 12 kids, 1 kid, 6 dogs, 2 cats, 5 gerbils. I don't care. Be accountable. Stop making excuses. Let me break it down like this. This right here, turkey sandwich, right? Simple. Thanksgiving. When you're hungry, that's what you do. When you're thirsty, that's what you do. You do what needs to be done. So I'm going to ask you a favor today. Own up to your shit. When you make a mistake, stand up, be a man or woman, and deal with it. And hold yourself accountable. Because the people you hurt carry that shit around. I carried shit around with my martial arts instructor for 4 years. I didn't even know I was carrying it until somebody pointed it out. Till somebody showed me what I was carrying. And no, I'm not talking about Jack Dart. I'm talking about Willie Hunter. I'm talking about my first instructor. The man that tied my black belt around my waist. Because every time he told me he would show up and he didn't, it reminded me my father doing the same fucking thing. And that happened over and over and over and over and over. And I let it slide. I never confronted him. I never told him how I felt or why. And he blocked me. He blocked me. My martial arts instructor fucking blocked me. Out of all the shit he put me through, I never once blocked him. And he blocked me. A man I gave 12 years of my life. Everything I had. He blocked me. Because he couldn't be accountable for his own shit. And he never knew how much it hurt. He never saw what was in here because I hid it. I buried it down so deep and so dark that very few people saw it. But I'm here to tell you, accountability means something. And I don't care if you're a parent. I don't care if you're a martial arts instructor. I don't care if you're the president of the United States. I don't care what title you have. I don't care what position you have. Be accountable to yourself and be accountable to others. Not a lot of people see me get this emotional. Not a lot of people see my pain. Not a lot of people know about what I deal with. Not a lot of people know what hurts. I told you the gloves were off. I wasn't lying. The only thing I have that I can control is the words that come out of my mouth. I can be accountable for what I say and what I do. There are not many that know me, the dark side and the light side. People think that my life is so great and I got it easy. No, what I have in my life is people to support me and love me. I have the pleasure of having a second family. You know, Mom, I tried to do that. I tried to do that. I tried to contact him and he blocked me. I let him know. He blocked me. My friend Rick begged him to listen and he blocked me. I know, baby. I appreciate that. I told you the gloves were off today. I weren't lying because I don't do that. When some hits me raw and some hits me hard, my mom knew. She was the first person I called. And see, a lot of people don't understand what Edwina Wilson means to me. A lot of people don't know why I call her my mom. Because she's seen me at my worst. My mom has seen me at my worst. My mom has seen me at my best. She's seen me hurt. That part. But he has to be the person to see that. See, thousands of people can tell him that. Thousands of people can tell him that. But if he don't see it and he don't accept it and he don't rationalize it, it's not going to change him. I can't change him. Only God can. That's the shit I carried around for 4 years and fought with trying to make it happen. That's why she's my mother. Right there. She knows what's in my head before I say anything. I don't hide from her. I don't hide from Kim because I don't have to. I don't hide from the group that I manage because I don't have to. See, what I want this video to do is I'm not just ranting. Okay, this is not about a rant of what somebody did to me. I don't want this done to anybody else. Pretty messed up about your trainer. My best man at my wedding backed out of the blue with no explanation given. I just wish we could have had a conversation about why. Like adults. That's all. Sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes you got to answer the what the fuck moment. Was my 12 years not good enough for you, Shihan? Huh? Are you going to block me on Facebook too? What, you scared? What, are you a coward? Huh? You can't call me and say, you know what? I did not show up. I did not set a plan like I told you I was going to do. I got all 37 times in a book, man. I wrote them down. You think this is a damn joke? It's not. You run a business, dude. Be accountable for your own shit. That's all. Because when you peel off the karate gi and the black belt and all of that, you are still Willie fucking Hunter. And that's all you will ever be. Because God ain't going to let you in heaven with the black belt and the gi you got on. He's going to let you in heaven from the heart you got. You hurt me, man. But I got back up. And you will never hurt me again. You will never hurt me again. And you can make all the excuses that you want, or why you couldn't, or why you didn't. But I'm going to tell you now, man to man, face to face, I don't fear you, and I sure as hell don't respect you. Block that. Because you don't deserve my respect. I'm going to say one more thing before I get off this video. The one thing I did wrong was when he called me, when this first happened. I let all that hurt out. And I bombarded him. And I shouldn't have, because I told him I wanted to meet him face to face. I told him that I didn't want to do it over the phone. But he said, no, you can talk to me now. And when all that shit came out, it didn't come out the way I wanted it to. And I'm sorry for that. Like I said, I own up to my own shit. I own up to my own shit. I made my mother mad twice in our entire relationship, and I own up to my own shit. Hindsight is 2020, and it'll come to bite you in the ass. I promise you that. Own up to your own shit. When you make a mistake, deal with it, because ain't nobody else gonna deal with it for you. Go ahead and peel off all this, all the awards and all the black belts and all the certificates and black belt of the year and trophies. Peel away who I am. 3 things. I do what I say I'm going to do. I don't lie. And I try my best to give, but also ask for it. That, right there. That's this whole thing. Because when somebody says something, it's out. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Y'all understand what she's saying? Words are powerful. When you say you're going to do something, do it. Do it. Stop making excuses as to why you can't. Get up off your ass and get it done. Stop looking for something. Stop looking for a way out and handle your shit. And stop expecting somebody else to do it for you. Because on the day of judgment, ain't nobody else going to be standing there with you. You got to own up. You can own up now or own up then. Either way, it's your ass. And what bothers me is people play it like accountability is nothing. If your life ended tomorrow and there was something you wanted to tell somebody, something you wanted to say to somebody, you better say it now. Because tomorrow may be too late. I promise you, my accountability is true. Try me. Call me out on anything you want. Call me out on anything you want. Ask me a question. I'll tell you the truth. You may not like what I say. And you ain't got to like it. Hell, you ain't even got to accept it. But if it comes from my mouth, you better damn sure know. And so is mine. So is mine. I hope that this did something for somebody. I hope somebody can find it within yourself to handle what you've been carrying for so long. Because when you push that shit down and you don't deal with it, and you carry that shit down deep to where even you don't know where it is, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. It's gonna pop out, and it's gonna take out everybody around you. I asked my mom to be on the show with me because she has a way of pointing out the obvious, but she has a way of doing it professionally And yet still she was able to get up here and say the things she was able to say at the time she was able to say it. You're welcome, young man. I'll see you in class in about 3 hours. You know, I cannot commend, and when I say I have a handful of people in my life that I respect and that I hold accountable. You know, we've been talking about accountability this whole show, but to be accountable, there's one person you have to count on, and that's you. So you can't count on anybody else because everybody is eventually going to let you down, no matter how good they are. No matter how good they are, eventually going to let you down. I don't expect an apology from Willie Hunter because I don't think he's got it in him. Because he's got to deal with his shit first before he can deal with any of mine. But all I could do is lay out my burden and say sorry for what I did. Because when I go, I can't go with evil in my heart. I can't do it. I can't do it. My mother taught me that. When you hold that shit in, all it is a grenade with a loose pin. And you sneeze or fart, and that shit'll blow up in everybody's face. And it's going to take everybody out. My mother's dealt with more stuff and more hurt and more pain than any of you could possibly imagine. My girl has dealt with more hurt and more stuff and more pain than any of you could ever possibly imagine. And maybe one day my mother will share her story, her whole story in a book. Maybe one day she'll get that done. But I'm going to tell you one thing, when she does, I'm going to be the first in line to read that bitch because that's going to be the change. That's you know, that right there, being someone's rock is the best feeling in the world. Yes, baby, thanks to you, I'm starting to show emotion, and it's all thanks to you. You know, I got to say something on this, and I weren't going to. I weren't going to. I really wasn't. But let me just point this out. If you don't deal with your emotions as an individual, and you block them, you wall them in, it's the same thing with hurting people and accountability. It's the same exact thing. I'm glad I can do something. I'm glad I can stir something in someone's life. Because you got to start somewhere. You can't keep doing the same things that you're doing and expect change to happen. But when you start letting your walls down and you let people in, and you realize it's okay to hurt, it's okay to cry, it's okay to break, it's okay to let loose, it's okay to not give a fuck sometimes. It's okay to give a fuck. It's okay to scream at the top of your lungs. It's okay to let that shit out that you've been carrying for so long that you think nobody else knows about. But I promise you, they do. I promise you, They do. If it wasn't for the Wilson family, if it wasn't for my girl, if it wasn't for my friends, my roommate, I I don't know where I would be. For the past 2 Wednesdays, I've gotten a chance to get out and be with a family that I wanted to be part of and have been accepted by for years. And they are not these people. I want to point that out real quick, too. They are my family, my people. And I ain't talking about black, white, brown, nothing like that, because I'm black as hell and I ain't afraid to say it. Yeah, go ahead. Laugh at it. I don't care. Some of you not going to get that. That's it. Right there. Right there. That's it. Right there. Right there. I couldn't have said it better myself. Where he clearly showed he can't be the person he stands for by his profession because he couldn't apologize. And it's not that he couldn't. It's that he didn't. I have seen so many people say I can't. I can't let go. I can't fall. Let me say something about when you fall real quick. Exactly. I'm telling you, this lady here, whew, Jesus, God Almighty. He chose not to. Look, everybody falls. Everybody falls. But when you fall and you hit rock bottom, you got two choices. Stay there or go up. Because that's the only place you can go when you hit rock bottom. That's it. That's the only place you can go when you hit rock bottom. That's all. Y'all understand that? You understand what I'm saying? That's it. I want all of you to look in the mirror. I want every single one to look in the mirror. And I will always be there to catch you. Always. Just like you caught me. Just like you caught me. I want every one of you to look in the mirror, and I want you to look deep inside yourself and ask yourself, what is it that is stopping you from being accountable? And whatever it is that is stopping you from being accountable, whatever it is that is stopping you from being accountable, destroy it. Destroy it. Because that factor in your life, these people, not good words to choose, were the ones that care for you and is caring for you. Who is these people? What does that mean? These people. That takes away a person's individuality. And when you're caring for somebody and you bring them into your home and you treat them as one of your own, some may want to realize there are other people that want to be where you're at. And you better wake up, because you may find your ass out on the street with no other way to go and no other place to go. And you better realize what you got. Because I'm going to tell you, if you don't realize what you got, when you finally do, it's going to be too damn late. Too damn late. Got what you got, and thousands of people want it. Would die to be where you're at. And you don't even know what I'm talking about. Don't even know what I'm talking about. That's the sad part. It's all just another day. All just another day. Well, that's going to do it for 1 hour and 5 minutes and 34 seconds of my life. And some of y'all going to get this. And some of y'all ain't. Somebody going to say, who pissed in his cornflakes? Somebody going to say, what's he got to be mad about? What's he got to be hurt about? What's this accountability thing? I don't get it. You better wake up. Because when it's too late, you ain't got a chance to count on nothing. Because you will be cold, dead, and alone. We're born, we live, and we die. We don't get much time here. I want to enjoy the time that we got. And I am thankful for the people that are in my life that support me and drive me and love me and care for me and hold me and make me laugh at the Olive Garden. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know. See, some of that right there, you know, Cindy, I couldn't have said that better myself. I think some people need to go back and watch the replay of this. And I pray and I hope that Willie will sit down one day and watch the replay of this. Maybe it'll wake you up a little bit. Because the black belt doesn't make the man. The man makes the black belt. You taught me that. Well, do me a favor. Take your own advice and be accountable for your own damn actions. I said what I said. And I say it again. You don't like it, I got 2 words for you. Oh well. Y'all take it easy. If you can't be good, be bad, but be good at it. This is D to the J with the roll away saying I'll see you when I see you. Peace. Oh yeah, one more thing before I leave. Something ain't stopped me. Just want to let you know. Nothing's going to stop me. Just want to let you know. You hurt people too. Figure that one out.